You want to laugh today? Trump just told Time magazine that he has struck 200 trade deals, but there are only 195 countries on this earth. 194 countries, because we're not counting Israel as a country. He's not including China. No. I just can't. Which would, if we're going to ballpark and say that he's estimating, he has made an impressive trade deal with every single country except China in his first 3 months. Yet the Trump administration has yet to announce even a single trade agreement up until now. I can't with this man. Trump compares the United States to a department store and the other countries as his customers. Actually, this is the quote. He says that he owns the store and the other countries are his customers. Trump's trade advisor, Peter Navarro, says that it is possible to make 90 trade agreements in 90 days. The 90-day tariff pause, minus China, of course. And again, no trade announcements up until now. So.
Ireland taking advantage of the US?
Of course they are. All of a sudden, Ireland has, our pharmaceutical companies and other. This beautiful island of 5 million people has got the entire U.S. pharmaceutical industry in its grasp. And you mentioned housing and you mentioned other things. I mean, I have property in Ireland, as you know, and I love it. It does great. But
Ireland has a long tradition of gold which may date back over 4,000 years. But my journey is bringing me bang up to date with a modern gold rush that looks set to turn the Emerald Isle gold. Been joined to a gold-rich part of North America around Newfoundland, and as the rocks in both places were the same, then if there was gold in North America, why not here?
Bearing veins, and this is a sample of pure gold that's been extracted from it. And the mine claim there's enough raw material down here to make nearly 500,000 bars like this. That's more than £4 billion worth of gold.
But above ground are the Sperrin Mountains, an area of outstanding natural beauty.
And the only thing they can do is go away, go back to Canada, pack up and go away.
Fidelma O'Kane is literally sitting on a gold mine, or rather, what will be a gold mine if a Canadian company gets its way. 2 years ago, this small protest camp sprang up to oppose it.
We are absolutely determined. There are people here who have said they're prepared to sacrifice their lives for the land and for the air and for the water here to keep it for their children and for their grandchildren.
We're concerned for the gift of nature that's been given to us.
Leave the gold where it is. There is no useful value to humanity in gold. It's this shiny metal.
That's what you get, and that's a small bar of real gold. Let's say $20,000.
So that's $20,000 worth of gold.
Yeah.
It's very heavy.
It is.
But with gold prices soaring in recent years, there could be considerable value for Dalradian gold, and Northern Ireland too. With 10 years of exploring it, Dalradian says the Sperrin Mountains of County Tyrone is one of the most promising undeveloped gold deposits in the world.
Trump is making it crystal clear. He is not joking about Canada becoming the 51st state.
Pushing forward with his tariff threat.
But it would be a massive tax cut. And it's also a beautiful, as a real estate developer, I'm a real estate developer at heart. When you get rid of that artificially drawn line, somebody drew that line many years ago with like a ruler, just a straight line right across the top of the country. When you look at that beautiful formation when it's together, I'm a very artistic person, but when I looked at that beauty, I said that's the way it was meant to be. But, I do feel it's much better for Canada. I think that there are tremendous benefits to the Canadian citizens, tremendously lower taxes, free military, which honestly we give you essentially anyway because we're protecting Canada if you ever had a problem. But I think it would really be a wonderful marriage because it's two places that get along very well. They like each other a lot.
Discern and understand, reaching for true wisdom, the true wisdom that lay is outside of the remit of the mainstream that will tell you continually, as I've told you already today, information that keeps you subservient and submissive, obedient and controlled.
Do not believe what they're telling you about America distancing itself from Israel. You guys need to go read this document from this think tank. America has not turned its back on Israel. They're just playing a game so that outwardly they can look like they want peace, but really they're trying to play both sides of the coin. Don't fall for it. They want us to go to war. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, left, right, doesn't matter. They all have the same agenda.
If you are obedient to Christ, you will not be obedient to these systems.
There's so much more history that I studied. There's a lot behind my refusal, my absolute refusal to bend the knee to Israel. There's too much that I've learned about their history, about what was done to Christians, which they're alleging now is blood libel. They're convincing Jewish people, like actually Jewish people, people that practice Judaism as a faith, who are not Frankists, who are brilliant people who could research this and actually tell you what is going on. In fact, I read the books from the Israeli historians, Shlomo Sand being one of them, who has been writing about what is happening. People that have written about the Jewish mystic tradition, like the Christian mystic tradition, again, not Christian. These people are not Jewish. In my view, they are Satanists and they have infiltrated our faiths. And we have to come together to recognize this.
These systems that have been captured by dark forces, dark spiritual powers in high principalities, authorities that govern our institutions.
About a ceasefire. It's all a facade, Shireen, not one negotiator. We don't mean for peace. We have a lot of work to do. System. Ours is
My name
not.
is Yasmin Ajar, and I'm speaking to you from the Mad League, Syrian committee member and organizer of the Freedom Flotilla. Israeli Defense Minister Katz has just declared that we will not reach Gaza and has advised us to turn back. Let us be clear, we will not turn back. We are unarmed, we are peaceful. We are carrying only humanitarian aid, food, medicine, and supplies desperately needed by the starving population in Gaza. We are not the threat here. The threat is the blockade. The threat is the bombs. The threat is the ongoing starvation of an entire population. The threat is the systematic killing of civilians. The threat is genocide.
So just to make it clear, while more supplies have come in to the Gaza Strip, we have not been able to secure the arrival of those supplies into our warehouses and delivery points. To give you a sense of how this complicated operation has to work, Israeli authorities are requiring us to offload supplies on the Palestinian side of Karim Shalom crossing and reload them separately once they secure our team's access from inside the Gaza Strip. Only then are we able to bring any supplies closer to where people in need are sheltering.
If Israel was not occupying Palestine, if they sent aid instead of bombs, we would not be here. We are here because our leaders have failed, because silence is complicity, because human lives are being treated as expendable. We are here for Gaza. If Israel uses violence against us, a peaceful humanitarian mission, it will be yet another war crime added to the long and growing list of Israel. We refuse to be intimidated. We refuse to be silent. We stand with Gaza. We stand with the people. We stand for justice, dignity, and life. The blockade must end. The killing must stop. The world must act.
Today, one of our teams waited several hours for the Israeli green light to access the Karim Shalom area and collect the nutrition supplies. Unfortunately, they were not able to bring those supplies into our warehouse.
אני פשוט מצדיע למילואימניקים, אני מצדיע ללוחמים שלנו בסדיר, הם עושים...
I cannot really stand in a public venue and give a public speech and speak about our language when I see such incredible destruction of an entire... There are 6,000 trucks with enough food for 3 months. And it has been blocked, and it is outrageous.
Microsoft says it's found no evidence of Israel using its tech to harm people in Gaza.
On May 15, Microsoft announced that it conducted internal and external reviews into the Israeli Ministry of Defense's use of its Azure cloud platform and AI models. What's not clear is what company Microsoft partnered with for its external review. There's also no details into their process aside from saying they interviewed dozens of employees and assessed documents. They also stated that their reviews are limited and don't have visibility into how software is used on private servers or systems outside of its cloud. In February, a report revealed Microsoft has a $133 million contract with Israel. According to the Associated Press, the Israeli military uses Microsoft's cloud platform Azure to compile information obtained through mass surveillance of phone calls and texts. The system then transcribes and translates them. Employees at Microsoft have not been quiet. Last year, 2 employees organized a vigil in memory of those killed in Gaza. Those employees were fired. In February, 5 employees were kicked out of a town hall for protesting the company's contracts with Israel, and in April, a software engineer on the AI platform team interrupted the head of AI during a 50th anniversary celebration.
You say you claim that you care about using AI for good, but Microsoft sells AI weapons to the Israeli military.
But Microsoft isn't the only big tech company to provide Israel with support over the years. An investigation by Wired showed Google and Amazon's Project Nimbus are also deeply tied to the Israeli Defense Forces. Microsoft says the Israeli military is bound by the company's conditions of use for responsible use of the tech. But as independent human rights experts have said, quote, Israel has openly defied international law time and again, inflicting maximum suffering on civilians in the occupied Palestinian territory and beyond, unquote. For more on this story, visit Gizmodo.com.
Burada İsrail'in askerleri değil bunlar. Mısır'ın askerleri. Uçağın etrafını çemberle sardılar. Bakın, hepsi Mısır'ın askerleri. Bizi bir terörist gibi ülkeden zorla deportlaraya bakın. Bir terörist gibi deport edilme şeklimize bakın. Çemberde asker ordusu. Belki 50-60 tane askeri bizim etrafımıza diktiler.
Today, while our government, the Israeli government, launches another attack on Gaza, we are marching hundreds of people, Jews and Palestinians, from Sderot to the Gaza border with a demand to stop this assault on Gaza, to stop the horrible killing of innocent people and of children. And we are demanding our government to sign a deal, to a ceasefire and a hostage deal. We are here to say very, very clearly, the Israeli public do not support this government. This war cannot go on. This war has nothing with our safety. It's only about annexation and building more settlements and transferring the Palestinians, and we would not let it happen.
I want to send a special Mother's Day shout out to all the women around the world who are working for peace. Do you know that the original Mother's Day proclamation was a call for peace, a call for disarmament, a call for men to put down their weapons? In fact, the most beautiful part of the original proclamation said, "We, the mothers of the world, will not raise our children to kill other mothers' children." It's such a beautiful sentiment, if only it were true. Did you know that there are 26 women in the U.S. Senate, most of them mothers, grandmothers, but only 3 of them have voted to block weapons to Israel. But the other ones continue to vote to send our tax dollars to a genocidal regime that is killing babies every single day. It has killed over 800 babies under 1 year old. That has been starving children now. This cannot go on. So we must appeal to those women, politicians, not just as politicians, but as mothers, as grandmothers. Join us in the call for peace.
It is easier, better, as well as verifiably true to wear the yoke of the risen Saviour, the Son of the living God, rather than to be captured and hypnotized by the satanic forces that, of course, occupy media, government, global institutions that express themselves through commodification, commercialism, and control. All of us will fall foul of these institutions eventually unless we awaken. You may see the image of the bridge. You may feel the pull of the cross. And for those of us that can no longer take the shamanic with all of its demonic allure, for those of you that find it too hard to be out there in those institutions of capture and control that want you subjugated and stupid and sick, you will begin to see among us now, he is risen, he is present in this Easter period, and that we will be granted great gifts to confront these authorities. Virginia Giuffre's death now is a symbol of these times of half-truths, untruths, deception and propaganda. In order for us to understand the true nature of power, we have to understand the true nature of ourselves. We are fallen, we are broken, we can only be forgiven by him, and we can only know peace by the sacrifice that he made for us. That's, though, just what I think.